Hello and welcome to the Music Publishing Essentials, Module 1, Lesson 1. In this lesson, we'll be talking about what a music publisher is, what a music publisher does, and the roles and responsibilities and rights granted to the publisher. So what is a music publisher? A publisher exploits the song, composition work and ensures composers, songwriters, and publishers are accounted to for their exploitations. The publisher's calling is not, in truth, a mere trade. He is the dispenser of knowledge to the community, and even his material interests are best served by whatever excites and appeals unto that desire for knowledge, which it is his lofty mission to satisfy. That's a great quote by the author Winship. And musicians, the functions of a music publisher is vague and nebulous. In fact, the only knowledge that many people have of the term publisher is that it appears on the records, CDs, DVDs, video games, and sheet music they own. So let's talk about that. How many people really don't know what music publishing is? You know, it's an area of the industry that's been kind of promoted since this particular citation by Broderick and Broderick in 2011. But it's still an area that people really don't understand. They just know that it's important and that it controls your royalties. And some people don't even know that. So this is something that is common and it's not really explained in detail like what we're doing in this course. So to enhance understanding of the role of the music publisher, which is in effect that of an agent, manager, lawyer, and business advisor to the songwriter and his or her original creations, the following represents a brief summary of some of the music publisher's responsibilities. So now we're going to talk about the 16 responsibilities of a music publisher. So after we're done with this section, you'll know exactly what a publisher is responsible for. And we'll also talk more about 5 additional responsibilities later on in this lesson. And these responsibilities are all tied together. They are all connected. So number 1, copywriting musical compositions in the United States and making sure that the song it represents are also protected in foreign countries. Number 2, securing recording, television, stage, ringtone, home video, and motion picture uses of songs. Number 3, arranging for the manufacture and distribution of sheet music or digital music. Number 4, securing uses of songs in advertising commercials. Number 5, suing infringers of musical compositions and negotiating settlements when appropriate. Number 6, properly registering songs with the Harry Fox Agency, ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, and all other representatives and collection agents. Number 7, staying abreast of new developments and formulating relevant policies and procedures so that songs earn maximum compensation. Number 8, promoting the creation of new songs by helping to support and develop promising writers. Number 9, negotiating fees and issuing appropriate licenses for all uses of music. Number 10, making sure that payment from licensees are paid on time and accurately. Number 11, providing for information to representatives in foreign territories. Number 12, giving potential users prompt and correct information on songs being considered for use. Number 13, promoting legislation affecting the music and entertainment industries and the protection of the rights of creators. And we have listed there the MMA. Some people may not know that publishers played a critical role in the enactment of that new law and that new act. So that's one of the responsibilities of a publisher. Number 14, promoting interest in songs and their writers through special projects. Number 15, keeping track of motion pictures, television shows, commercials, and video projects in pre-production, production, or post-production so that compatible songs can be submitted to producers for possible inclusion. And for those of you who have purchased the resource guide, we'll give you the exact companies that you need to be working with to keep track of that information and to be able to contact the right people that would be managing that type of information. So number 16, communicating daily with representatives in foreign countries. So these are the 16 publisher responsibilities. You want to get familiar with those responsibilities to truly understand what a publisher does. Okay, so what is a music publisher? In the music industry, a music publisher or publishing company is responsible for ensuring the songwriters and composers receive payment when their compositions are used commercially. Through an agreement called a publishing contract, a songwriter or a composer assigns, transfers, or sells the copyright of their composition to a publishing company. In return, the company licenses the compositions, helps monitor where the compositions are used, collects royalties and distributes them to the composers, and they also secure commissions for music and promote existing compositions to recording artists, film, and television producers. The copyrights owned and administered by publishing companies are one of the most important forms of intellectual property in the music industry. That copyright is generally the performing arts copyright or the PA copyright. And we'll talk more about copyright later on in this lesson and also later on in the course. The other is the copyright on a master recording, which is typically owned by a record company. That's generally the sound recording copyright or the SR copyright. Publishing companies play a central role in managing this vital aspect. So know your rights. As a musician or songwriter, composer, artist, when you make a song, you automatically own the publishing rights. So you should know your rights as a publisher. Also, if you're starting a publishing company, you should know the rights that you now have in regards to the songs in your catalog. So let's talk about the top 10 rights that a publisher has. The right to license performances on radio, TV, the internet, or other media. Number 2, the right to make arrangements of the composition and translations. Number 3, the right to dramatize the title, music, and lyric plot of the composition for use in film or TV productions. Number 4, the right to license compositions for records, CDs, downloads, home video, streaming, subscription services, and DVDs. Number 5, the right to license the use of the composition in film, TV, internet programming, live theatrical stage productions, and advertisements. Number 6, the right to license the compositions as ringtones or in video games. Number 7, the right to license the title of the composition as the title of a film, TV series, video game, or episode in a series. Number 8, the right to print the composition for use on websites, in sheet music, books, magazines, and license others to do so. Number 9, the right to exercise any and all other rights in the composition. Number 10, the right to negotiate licenses for the use of compositions in both current and future technology. So you want to understand what that looks like when you start giving your publishing rights or assigning your publishing rights to another entity. You want to understand the rights that you're granting to them and their capacities to be able to achieve what they're supposed to do with those rights. Nowadays, you can sign administrative agreements for a fee with certain companies. But as an administrator, an administrator doesn't execute all 16 of the publisher responsibilities that we talked about. So you want to understand what rights you're granting to another entity and the responsibilities and roles that they're now going to play for your publishing. It's nothing wrong with working with other people. There are power in numbers, but you want to ensure that you're protected. You're putting your catalog or your songs with someone that you can trust and that you truly believe can help you exploit your songs. So the writer-publisher relationship, and that's what I was just talking about. So one of the most important decisions that a songwriter will make concerns the choice of a music publisher and the type of contract signed. And we'll get into the different types of contracts a publisher will offer you or may offer you. Under almost all publishing contracts, the copyright ownership to the writer's song is transferred to the publisher. Also, if you purchased our resource guide, we have our contract templates with over 100 contracts. Some of them made directly by attorneys that cost us or definitely cost me, around $1,500 total. So you're getting that for the price of $279, which is an excellent deal. So if you haven't purchased the resource guide, definitely reach out to one of our representatives to get you started with that. So under almost all publishing contracts, the copyright ownership is transferred to the music publisher. And up next, we'll be talking about the history of music publishing. Our last slide mentioned the writer-publisher relationship, and we'll go into more into that, how there's always been a writer-publisher relationship ever since the beginnings of publishing. And we'll talk more about the history of publishing and the copyright. So we'll see you on the next lesson. Thank you. Steve, did you have anything you wanted to add before we exit out?
No, I think what you presented was terrific. Understanding the publisher's responsibilities, knowing your rights, writer-publisher relationship, all very important to understand. You need to understand your rights and what you can grant and turn over to a publisher or for what you are to do. So all very important. So great job, Renita. And next lesson.
Thanks so much. Okay, we will see you guys on the next lesson.
Excellent.